Well, hello to the show. This is Aristotle Full Throttle. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Happy whatever day it is you're listening to this. Happy that day. Just because every day is just a new day. As POD constantly reminds us of. Every day is a new day. You know, it's funny. We named the days after, I guess we named them after the planets and the celestial objects in the sky. Sunday. That one's named after the sun. Monday, you might be surprised, is named after the moon. It's Moon Day. And then we get into like the other languages. Tuesday, Mars Day. See? It keeps going. Wednesday, miércoles, Mercury. Oh my goodness. We could keep going. Thursday, Jueves. Juno, Jupiter. Right? I think that's how it goes. And then you could go with Friday, Viernes, Venus, and Saturn Day. It's almost Saturn Day. We love Saturn Day. Saturn Day is the party day. I mean, why is that? Saturn. I don't know. This isn't what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about today was, Kim, Kanye, and Pete. Why not? Doesn't that seem like the best subject? Actually, I wanted to talk about the overall thing about domestic abuse. It's a serious subject. Just all kinds of abuse. Just all kinds of abusive power. Abusers, abusive people. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. People like Vladimir Putin. He's a very, very abusive dude, turns out. There are people out in the world, you might be surprised by this, they just want to use other people for their own ends. And I don't agree with that. I think a friend in need is a friend indeed. I think that you should support your friends, you should support other people. You should not take advantage of those people to your own ends. You know what I mean? Music's pretty loud. Let me turn it down. That music's excellent. If you want to buy it, you can get it at Veda.com. Vaeda.com. Hey there, Judy. Welcome, Judy, to the show. As per tradition, we must play everyone's intro. Uh-oh. All right, that's enough of that song. Sorry, Judy. Actually, I don't want to get a copyright notice. I want to see if I can make this episode not banned in a lot of countries over the world. So if you play just like 8 seconds of a song, I think that's okay. Well, it's been like 20 days in a row that I've heard that song. Also, it is by one of the most legendary, one of the greatest bands ever. Yesterday, we were talking about the top lead front people of all time, the top lead singers ever, and nowhere did anyone mention Chumbawamba. It's a travesty. Not even like 1,000th on the list was Chumbawamba, which I think is a gross injustice. Chumbawamba, particularly on the song Tub Thumping. I think if there was a list, eventually they'd have to be on it, right? They'd have to be on it if there was like an ultimate list. Speaking of the ultimate list, before we dive into the topics of today, which is the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the abusive situation going on with Kim, Kanye, and Pete, which is horrible to watch unfold. It should not have people's personal business being blown up on that scale is insane. People like Vladimir Putin, that guy is insane. There are people who have power and money, and then they use it to be abusive. But here's a bit of good news. Last night, I went to this ultimate jam party that they have every other Tuesday at every other Martes. I'm going to start talking with my hands more because apparently that's better. Every other Martes. They have a ultimate jam at the whiskey. And I went there, and it was cool because I'm trying to go out multiple times a night. I mean, multiple times a week. Multiple times a night, that's crazy. What are you, crazy? Yes. But I'm trying to go out multiple times a week, see? I can't even hear the music. There it is. So I could meet new people expand my horizons, meet new musicians, and particularly I like to hang out on the Sunset Strip, popularized in many songs by many various artists. One that comes to mind is the song Girls, Girls, Girls by the great Motley Crue. Motley Crue, Vince Neil being inspired by the signs at the strip clubs that say girls, and then under that says girls, and then right under that says girls. So he said, I got an idea for a chorus. He actually calls out all the different clubs on the strip. He says, the Body Shop and the Seventh Veil. And when I'm driving down Sunset Boulevard, I think of that song because he's literally singing about Sunset Boulevard. That brings me to my next point. That took place in the 80s. Now, the 80s are a decade where there was a lot of hair metal. There was a lot of hair metal, like rock and roll hair metal going on, and it was an aesthetic, and it was a style of music that you heard going on in the 80s, right? Now, the 80s was a long time ago, but you would not know that if you were to visit Sunset Boulevard. You would not know that. People are still rocking the 80s. As long as I've lived here for 10 years, and I've visited LA. I used to live in LA for a little while in 2005. You go down to the Sunset Strip where the Rainbow is and where the Roxy is and where all these different clubs are. Whiskey, A Go-Go, Viper Room. They're all like this strip of rock clubs, right? People, you will see the 80s. You will peer through a time machine back into the hair metal era, and you will see people of that, relics of the era, and new people emulating that style. And I love it. I like to go there because there's always a musician. There's always music. I, in fact, met a musician named Brett, and he gave me his card. He's a guitar player. He's a heavy metal guitar player, a jazz fusion guitar player, a teacher of music. But also last night, interestingly enough, when I went to the Whiskey A Go-Go, I was there to watch a Randy Rhoads tribute night, Ultimate Jam night, meaning there's going to be a lot of celebrity guests. It's a free night at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Every other Tuesday night, you get to go see all kinds of musicians from famous bands to play tribute or jam out. They play like 2 or 3 songs each. There's an Ozzy Osbourne cover band at the very beginning. I was like, they were pretty good, actually. They sounded really good. Actually, when I first went in there, I thought that the guitar players, the lights were low. I was like, is that Zakk Wylde? I thought it was Zakk Wylde. I was like, that's Wylde. But it wasn't. It was just a guitar player dressed like Zakk Wylde and pretending to be Zakk Wylde because it was a tribute band. But I enjoyed that. The crowd seemed to like it. There was a lot of good music being played. But I'm standing there, and I look to my left, and now I'm very heavily influenced by there's like several guitar players that come to mind. If someone were to ask me who my guitar playing influences are, I would have to say that this guy was like the number one. Judy could probably vouch for this because Judy remembers me learning everything about this guy's guitar parts. Everything this guy played, I know. I'm gonna play something right now, maybe. I can't. It's not turned on. Now I'm inspired to play like all these guitar parts I know by this guy. But so I turn to my left and I say to myself, "Oh my God, if that's who I think it is?" And I was like, "Yep, that's him." So after the set, after the first band, is this Will? Oh, you're moving house. Is this Will is into the chat. He says that he's moving house. Well, good luck on your move. That's a big thing. It's one of the biggest things you can do in life. Getting married, one of the biggest stressors anyway. Moving house is one of the biggest stressors in life. Hopefully this provides you some respite, some relief from perhaps that. Or maybe it's orderly and fun. Maybe you're having a good time. Who knows? But Will, you're going to get a kick out of this story. So I'm standing next to this dude, and the set is over, and I go over to him, and I tap him on the shoulder, and I say, "Hey, it's not every day you meet your guitar hero." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, man." And I said, "Just wanted to say," and he's like, "What's your name?" Well, "My name's Aristotle." He said, "Eric?" I said, "Aristotle." He stuck his hand out and he shook my hand. I was like, "Hey man, you mind if I take a picture?" He's like, "Well, I'm not really into taking pictures right now. I had a long day at work." I got it. I was like, I get it. That's cool. That's fine. But then he's like, "But here, take this." I should have it with me, but it's over there. I already put it in a frame. He gave me a guitar pick. And then I said, well, you know what? I just want to say thank you for all the great music that you... And he's like, oh, thanks, man. Thanks for listening. And then I took the pick, which I should probably show you, but it's over there. It was none other than Jerry Cantrell of the Alice in Chains. I was like... This was like one of the most influential bands for me as a kid. So I said I was just really, it was like a quick correspondence. I would also like to note that Jerry Cantrell was flanked by 3 beautiful women who were very beautiful, in my opinion, and probably Jerry's opinion, because he seemed to be very delighted that he was flanked by these 3 beautiful women. And it was funny because I was just like, I felt like I was interrupting. But I needed to, because I said to myself, if I don't go up to my favorite guitar player, my most influential guitar player as a kid, for sure, if I don't go up to him and talk to him right now, I'm forever going to regret this. So I did it. He was very gracious. It was brief, but it was gracious. I totally got the picture. I was like, look, I guess I'm not going to interrupt you in your night out. But I just want to let you know that I think you're fantastic, and I'm a fan. It was none other than Jerry Cantrell of the Alice in Chains fame. And there were many songs that my band used to play by Alice in Chains. We played No Excuses. We played Man in the Box. We actually played Man in the Box. That was like one of the covers we played. Yeah. What is it? There was probably another Alice in Chains song in there that we covered. But I used to sing on the, it's alright. There comes a time. Yet no patience. That's it. It's alright. Everybody, come on. There comes a time. Anyway. So I was really excited about that. I geeked out. So it was a very successful night last night, going out and hanging out and seeing my guitar hero. My guitar hero. He's like literally the guy. If you said, who's the guy who was most influential on you in high school as a guitar player, I'd be like, Jerry Cantrell. There was one time where I could have met him years and years ago, but he kind of did a similar thing where he was just on his phone and he walked out of the Bowery Ballroom and he walked past me and then jumped onto his tour bus, and I was like, I get it. That's cool. All right, cool. Look, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's got social anxiety. He strikes me as the kind of guy who's constantly being mobbed by fans. So I don't really want to be that force in his life, but I did find it. I did want to say thanks. Mrs. Will says, landlord's raised her rent, so she's coming to stay with me, and since she's got newer furniture better than mine, I have to move stuff out to make room. Wow. Well, how about that, Will? You're being a good son. Congratulations. Doug Pinnock, Will says, posted a pic of him and Lane today. Wow, maybe he was there last night. Is Will also says, Alice in Chains is my fave back in the day. I dig a lot of their newer stuff too. Me too, actually. I thought that he might confuse me with his current lead singer. You know what I mean? I was like, listen, I'm not the singer of your band currently. What's his name? I forget. Steve? It keeps coming to me and going. Alice in Chains is new singer. Will Duvall. That's right. Will Duvall. Thanks, Will. Of course, you would remember that. Will Duvall and I share a look. Google him and Google me. You'll see what I'm talking about. Will says Cantrell's Degradation Trip Volume 1 and 2 is his best work. Yeah. Will, I got a story. Yesterday, Judy asked this question. What was the best concert you ever went to? And top 10 for sure was the Jerry Cantrell concert. And I'll tell you why. I went to Jerry Cantrell years and years ago. This is like 20 years ago, okay? The Bowery Ballroom in New York City. That was the Degradation Trip tour, one of them. Dig this story. And then we'll talk about darker stuff. Dig this story. This concert was postponed several months because Jerry had broken his wrist. So Jerry couldn't do the tour, so he postponed a bunch of dates. So we all showed up. And here's the trick about postponed dates. Here is the interesting thing about a postponed date that I've noticed because I've been to a couple of postponed dates of tours. Judy and I actually went to a Red Hot Chili Peppers postponed date during a snowstorm because the date was already postponed because Chad Smith, the drummer, had broken his wrist like a motorcycle accident, and the show got postponed several months. But then it landed on a day that was an incredible snowstorm. This is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they were going to play the Nassau Coliseum, and it was incredible. But they said we kept checking the radio. They're like, nope, they're not going to cancel it again. They're not going to cancel the tour again or the show again. They're not going to cancel the show again. So we were like, well, we got to make it there. And then Judy's wonderful mother drove us for like 2 hours in the snow to the show very slowly. And we went to the concert and it was half filled. The crowd was half filled at the Nassau Coliseum. So we moved down, we got better seats because there was empty seats everywhere and people just flooded the floor because the floor was empty. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers put on the show of a lifetime. They came out with the socks on and everything. They did everything that you would want to see. Silverchair opened up. It was insane. Silverchair was impressive for a bunch of 14-year-old kids. So I'm sitting there. So that was an incredible concert. The Red Hot Chili Peppers after a postponed date. So now Jerry Cantrell, fast forward probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, Jerry Cantrell had this postponed date at the Bowery Ballroom. So it was like 3 months after when we were supposed to see it. So the crowd showed up, right? Dig this. We go into the show, the Bowery Ballroom in New York City. William Duvall is singing, right? You know who's on bass? Rob Trujillo. Rob Trujillo of Metallica was on bass before he joined Metallica, like 2-3 years before he joined Metallica. I forget who was the drummer. If someone can Google that, let me know who the drummer was at the time. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you something, Will. They played like 13 or 14 songs. Guess how many were just Jerry Cantrell songs? Because this was Jerry Cantrell's tour. Will Duvall was singing. He brought him out actually for like a few songs, for half the set, really. Because Jerry sang a few songs on his own. But dig this. This is before Will Duvall joined Alice in Chains. You know why? Because that tour proved... Oh, it was the Faith No More drummers is this Will. Boom, boom. That's the bass line. That tour proved that Will Duvall could sing 10 Alice in Chains songs. Will, they played on Jerry Cantrell's tour, the Degradation Trip, 90% Alice in Chains songs and 3 Jerry Cantrell songs. 3 Jerry Cantrell songs the whole night. It was awesome. It was awesome because, you know, it was also sad because we had lost Lane a couple years before that, I think. And it just proved that Jerry could continue on with his vision of his band with Will Duvall. It was so cool. Yeah. Remember that, Judy? That was great. I remember he kept looking at my girlfriend, too, at the time. Because we were right up against the stage, and he kept, he hasn't changed, I'll tell you that much. But he was great. He was fantastic. It was really cool. He played 90% Alice in Chains songs the whole night, and it sounded good. And Rob Trujillo was doing his crab walk, and then Rob Trujillo was like, watch me in 3 years, I'm going to be joining Metallica. Watch this. Check this out. Anyway, you saw how that unfolded in Some Kind of Monster, the movie documentary about how Jason Newsted hates the other guys, and how all the guys hate each other, and how all the guys hate their therapist. It's a great movie. Check it out. They played Cut You In. How does Cut You In go? I'll cut you in. I forget how Cut You In goes, but that's not how it goes. Now I got to turn my guitar on. Stand by. I got to turn the guitar on because now this takes like some audio aid. And we're back. Let me just turn this on. Oh, let me get this plug. It's just underneath. Let me just grab this. Hold on a second. Let me knock this over. Guys, by the way, you're going to see my episode of The Goldbergs tonight. When I say my episode, I mean I have like a 1-minute scene. And you'll see. You'll see what happens. I have a 1-minute scene. And I say the F word. The F word for fun. Say AEBub5888 says, if I shave my eyebrows off on video call, will you give me $20? The answer is no. But thanks for asking. You can ask me anything. Okay. I'm going to play everything half a step up. Because notoriously... Alice in Chains plays a half step down. Remember this one? Actually, I want to tune a half step down, so bear with me. Because this is the fun part of music, is the tuning part. Yeah. It just sounds better in its natural environment. Hold on, I gotta put the transparency on. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like music. AEBub5888 in the chat says, can I ask you if your mom gay? I guess you can ask that, yeah. Wyatt, are you not... Yeah, that sounds good to me. Right? That sounds like a guitar, don't it? How does it go? You guys know that one? Listen, that is on the much maligned, self-titled album, Alice in Chains by Alice in Chains. Eponymous. Not to be confused with Eponymous by R.E.M., which is the literal name of their self-titled album, but it's not. It's called Eponymous. Ah! What's going on? Oh, the reverb is not on. You silly. All right. Go get some Jerry Cantrell up in here. I got stoked. I met Jerry Cantrell last night at a rock club. You're not supposed to walk up to rock stars and say hello, but I don't care. I'm a rock star myself. Again. That's right. It's called Again. It's called Again. Thank you, Will. Now you got me going, Will. If you follow my Instagram, you might have seen that last week I posted a drum video. The most recent drum video that I posted was this song. Which is an Alice in Chains song. Name that tune, Is This Will? Name that tune. We're going to play Name That Tune with Judella 19 and Is This Will. Hey, is this Studio 8H? Too easy, says Is This Will.
Live from LA, it's AFT. Starring Is This Will, K-Grip, Ayanolita, OCW 5000, 420 artists, Raccoon Raiders, and now introducing Studio 8H.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, like Studio 8H, welcome to the show. This is the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, Moon Day through Viernes. And we talk about, it's at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. By the way, tonight I'm going to be on the Goldbergs at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Goldbergs. Check it out on ABC. I'm going to be on the Goldbergs. I got like a 1-minute scene, if that. But check it out. They gave me one line. I said, you know what? I'm going to talk through the whole scene. So maybe I have more than one line. We'll see. I rewrote my part. I said, listen, director, I've got an idea. But we'll see. It's a guest star. I get a guest star credit, which is cool. And listen, don't ask me if I'm being an extra anymore. I'm not an extra, okay? One of my friends says, is this background work? And I was like, no. No, it's not background work. Come on now. Yes. Is This Will says, this song is too easy. Well, Will, then name it. Yes, I'm in the foreground now. I actually say words that you can hear. I'm not miming. Whenever I would mime in the background of TV shows, I would just say like, hi mom, hi mom, hi mom, hi mom, hi mom. Because that's what you're supposed to say when you're on TV, except when they script you lines. Judy got it before, Is This Will? Them bones, you're gonna end up, I feel so alone, gonna end up a big old pile of them bones. Oh man, I could do this all day because check this out. Uh-oh, that didn't work.
I could do this all day.
Yeah, because I know every song by them, because I'm telling you, I met Jerry Cantrell last night, and he's one of my greatest guitar influences, so I might as well do a tribute to Jerry Cantrell almost for this whole hour. We're not going to talk about, we are going to talk about Kim, Kanye, and Pete. I think it's terrible. I think they shouldn't air their dirty laundry. People are coming out after Pete because Pete finally retaliated after like a month long of being basically killed in effigy in Kanye's latest videos. Pete came out and he was like, listen, stop harassing Kim. Your kids are great. Kim is a great mom. You should be lucky to have her as the mother of your children. And just leave me to F alone or something. And then Kanye said, oh, we using profanity now? Where are you right now? And Pete said, in bed with your wife. And he sent him a selfie. At that point, though, I think Kanye is just asking for it. At that point. You know what I'm saying? All right, that song is cool. What else is on that album? You know what that one is? Do you know what that one is? I don't know how that part goes. I ever forget. We're gonna do this. We're gonna name all of the Alice in Chains songs. One of my favorites is this one. You know, the best part about meeting Jerry Cantrell last night, he's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Aristotle." He's like, "Hey, Eric." And then I said, "Aristotle," and he said, "Yeah." And then I said, "Okay, well, anyway, I just want to say thank you for all your music." And he said, "Cool, man, thanks for listening." Here, and he gave me a pic with his name on it. And he said, "Thanks for listening, Eric." And I said, he got me wrong. Yeah. You got me wrong, I'm saying. That's a pun. Yes. We want consonance, not dissonance. Don't we all always want that in the world? Consonance. Sometimes the dissonance is good, but then it... That's not what I wanted. It's hard to get that. You know, this is probably very entertaining for people at home. You know, when you tune your guitar. I used to have a drummer in high school, and he'd go, "Don't tune, just play." He'd go, "Don't tune, stop tuning." And I'd be like, "Dude, bro. You just hit stuff. You just hit stuff. You don't know what it's like to have to tune, man. You don't know what it's like." Now I play drums and I'm like, "Oh, yes, don't tune, just play." Hey, everybody. We'll take it down a notch. Yeah. Everybody, hey. Come on. I can hear you. I can't hear you because you're not here. It's the same band. That's the same band. Hey, Will, what song was that? I just recognized the riff, but it's decades since you listened to Facelift. What about this song, though, Will? This song is dope. I mean, come on. Come on, man. How cool is that? I didn't come up with that. Jerry Cantrell did. Like 30 years ago. Or more. It's insane. Or just what Feed bass. Remember Lane's voice? Can you sew them shut? Jesus Christ, deny your maker. I don't know. I used to have to sing the backups on that. We used to do a cover of it. You know the part about that part is in my eyes. Can you sew them? I'm not a singer, guys. I'm a guitar player. Jesus Christ, deny your maker. Who tries will be wasted. Feed my eyes. You guys know this one? Can you sew them right? I'm still alive. Same chord progression. Grunge, they just wanted to sing the same song over and over again. Is this Will? I recognize the riff, but it's decades. There's so many riffs. There's so many riffs, man. What song is that? I gotta hear some of the songs I don't even remember how to play. I have forgotten more stuff about Alice in Chains than most people know. It's true. It's a true fact. One of my favorite bass lines. We'll play it on the bass right now. This is not necessarily Jerry Cantrell, but it's Mike Inez, the bass player, which is funny because the song that the Ozzy cover band was playing right before I decided to talk to Jerry Cantrell, who was standing next to me, is the song No More Tears, Will. And Will, do you know why that's ironic? Let us know if anybody out there knows why it's ironic that I'm standing next to Jerry Cantrell and we're both watching an Ozzy cover band cover the song No More Tears. If you know the connection, let us know. Otherwise, I'll let you know as I'm changing over to bass. I'll change it over. This probably sounds way better if I put chorus on it, actually. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Hey, check this out. I gotta put flanger on it. Let me put some flanger on it. Yeah, flanger. The reason why I call it the flanger is because it's called the flanger. And one time, someone came to see us play, and she saw my pedals, and she said, it says flanger, Flanger. And she said, what's a flanger? And we all had a laugh about it. So, from now on, it's called a flanger. Isn't it fun being in a band because you just come up with all your, like, stuff to say, all your jargon? You speak a whole new language, basically. Let me just find the plug. Looking for the plug. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I'm just going to plug it into this thing here. Is it going to make a sound? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I don't even know if I can... play that through a guitar amp. That sounds stupid, doesn't it? There's a song. This is by Mike. So let's see if Will got the connection. This Will says, I may be the years since. The great bass player trade of 2003, Newsted to Ozzy, Trujillo to Metallica. This doesn't sound that great on the through a guitar amp, but you get the picture. Let me just turn up that flanger. Let me turn up. Now that's probably through a chorus pedal that he's playing. Studio 8H says in the comments, watching Robert Trujillo is super fun. I totally agree, because I was talking about that. He did the crab walk when we saw him open. Me and Judy, we went and saw Jerry Cantrell solo tour 3 months after he broke his wrist and had to postpone the show. And the lineup was insane. Will Duvall sang leads on like 10 Alice in Chains songs. They did like 9 or 10 Alice in Chains songs in a row. Maybe like 1 or 2 Jerry Cantrell solo songs sprinkled in there. But Rob Trujillo was playing bass, and he was doing a crab walk back and forth. And we were like, this guy is awesome. I don't know, maybe he should join Metallica in a couple years. The song is beautiful. Oh yeah, it doesn't sound good when it does that. You guys know that one? Ooh, crack, snap, crackle, pop. It's like the Rice Krispies entered my base. I just could play this all day. That's such a cool bass line, right? Now, Will, have you gotten the connection? Why it was ironic that I was watching an Ozzy cover band play No More Tears while I stood next to Jerry Cantrell. Will, this is a hint. Will, I'm giving you a hint. I'm serving it up for you. I don't know how the bass line goes. It's something like that. Now, let me tell you, Will, if you give up, I'm going to tell you, while I stood next to Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, I was watching. It's not SpongeBob. Thank you, though, Web Monkey Dave. Hello, Web Monkey Dave. Welcome to the show. That reminds me, this Sunday I'm going to be on our mutual friend's show. It's called Bad Movies Live. We're going to do Bad Movies Live. The show is called Mediocre Films. Go check out Mediocre Films. Greg Benson is the host of Mediocre Films, or the owner of the channel, the host of Bad Movies Live. It is hilarious. He's a hilarious, funny guy, and you're going to enjoy it. I know that some of... I just got electrocuted. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ee. Ow, ooh. It's interrupting my speech. I'm paying homage to our best friend, Greg Benson. He's a hilarious dude. You're going to love him. If you don't already know him, go over to Mediocre Films right now and go check out his channel. I actually host his channel when I'm not on the air. I think, what is today? Today's Wednesday. He does a show Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and I'm going to be on this Sunday at 5 p.m. Tune in. Set your alarms. Set your phasers to kill. Really. That's what I think. Half lurking. Anyway, here's the... Will, the connection is when I got to meet Dave, check this out. I got to meet one of my guitar heroes last night. like literally my number one influence when I was a kid. He was standing next to me, Jerry Cantrell of the Alice in Chains, and we were watching together at the Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles. We were watching together it was a jam night, ultimate jam night. So there's a lot of like famous rock legends in the crowd and on stage, kind of playing 2 or 3 songs each. There was a tribute to Randy Rhoads, the guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne, who foolishly died for no good reason, trying to play a prank on Ozzy Osbourne by flying a jet very low. Flying not a jet, but one of them Buddy Holly planes. And he tried to scare Ozzy Osbourne and crashed into a house, turns out. Very foolish. The point is, while we were watching that Ozzy tribute band, I was thinking to myself, making this connection. I'm like, oh, that bass line, the bass line for No More Tears, is performed by Mike Inez, and Mike Inez went on tour with Ozzy. That tour, right before joining Alice in Chains, who Jerry Cantrell is the founder and co-singer and member and current member of today. And Mike Inez also plays this bass line. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, I thought that was cool. I said, I bet Jerry's like, oh, Mike plays that bass. Or Jerry was like, I'm flanked by 3 beautiful women here. I'm distracted slightly. I think that's maybe the latter for Jerry. Tough to scare Ozzy Osbourne, says Plasma Barb. Well, I'll tell you, I tried. He bit a head off a bat. I bit a bat off a head once. That's not true. Don't go spreading rumors. Oh, boy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is Aristotle Full Throttle. We do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Though I might play hooky tomorrow and go to the beach. I've been pretty consistent with the show, but, sometimes you need a day. Sometimes I need a day. Today was Delete's tweet. Uh-oh. Don't tell people about the incident. Isis Will says in the chat, I couldn't remember when Inez played with Ozzy, but Cantrell Solar drummer and Trujillo played with Ozzy for a while too. Yeah, Trujillo is very fun because I think he's part crab because the way he walks is back and forth. He does a lot of they call that goddess squat in yoga, and I think that is mainly where Rob Trujillo. I think he's doing a 2-for-1. He goes on stage and he does some yoga. He's like, this is my yoga hour, people. Let me just play bass and be zen. Also, I'm going to rock out with long hair and be awesome. Because everybody loves Rob Trujillo. Maybe I should go back to the guitar because it sounds better on this. But, yeah, Mike Inez plays that bass line for Ozzy on that tour. And I made that connection. I don't know. Maybe Jerry didn't even care because he seemed to be very distracted. Oh, ow, ooh, ee. Ooh. What are y'all doing tonight? What do you got going on? I'm going to eat a salad after this. But I also play some more guitar maybe. But I'm excited to be on Greg's show on Sunday, actually. We always have a fun time. He picks a movie. I don't know what it's going to be until he tweets out a poster of it right before the show. And then even then, it's probably a movie I've never heard of. And we watch it together. You'll see. And we talk about it, in abstract and funny ways, which is, I think, the joy of enjoying film. It really does give cinema movies that are maybe underappreciated. Also movies that one might call absolutely abject failures and terrible turds of movies. That gives them a moment to shine. Speaking of, you could subscribe to Aristotle Full Throttle at any time. Help support the channel. You could support it on Spotify. You can listen to the podcast the very next day. Let's turn the distortion back on and let's get some teeth on this thing. That's not correct. Hold on. It's another Alice in Chains song we could play. Web Monkey Dave says in the chat, "Oh, I know which one, but I won't tell." Well, I don't know yet. I don't know. I like to be surprised. Even if I did know it now, there's no amount of research that I could do that would change anything. I don't think. Oh, boy. But I can't wait. It's always a fun time. It's just nonstop hilarity. Greg cracks me up. Greg has some stories to tell, and the stories that he tells on the air, he's got some of my favorite stories, so I might ask him to tell them to me again, because I fall out every time he tells it. And here's the best part about knowing Greg is that some of the stories he's got he can't say on the air, and those are some doozies. But he's a nice guy and won't. Not that he's a nice guy. It's just I'm sure that the people involved in the situation, he's just recounting incidents. I'll say he's not putting any judgment on it, just recounting incidents that perhaps maybe aren't good or ready for the air, but are damn funny. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. I'm trying to think of a song. Oh, I got one. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good song. You should hear it. It's in my head. Alice in Chains has so many great songs. I can't even. What's that one that goes? Remember that one? It's off of Single soundtrack. They have a couple songs on the Single soundtrack, actually. I don't know if you've seen the movie Singles, but it's a movie directed by Cameron Crowe, written and directed by Cameron Crowe in the early 90s. It's got a lot of people, like considered an all-star cast, and also has a lot of grunge folks in it. For instance, the main cast, the actors, are like Campbell Scott, George C. Scott's son. He's good in that. You've got Fonda, Barbara Fonda. What's her name? Janet Fonda. You've got Matt Dillon. Jared Fonda. You got Matt Dillon. And then you've even got like Chris Cornell and Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains. Everybody's in that movie. If you want to see a movie that's a relic of the 90s, go check out the movie Singles. It's pretty fantastic. Even Tim Burton is in that, makes a cameo. Also, Eric Stoltz makes a cameo in that movie. It's such a quotable movie. To this day, for instance, I will quote Eric Stoltz from that movie. Eric Stoltz plays a mime, and he gets in this car because they're on the way to a club. He just jumps in this car with a bunch of people. And he's loud and he's talking and he's a mime. And he's just like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'll tell you something about love. And he's a mime, right? He's dressed as a mime. And Campbell Scott says, you really shouldn't talk. And he goes, yes. Let me just look up Alice in Chains. You ever heard of him? I'm pretty stoked. I met their guitar player last night, or a co-singer and founder, and he gave me a guitar pick, and he was very nice. He was also, he's like, listen, I'm talking to these beautiful ladies right here. And I was like, listen, say no more, Jerry. It's just nice to meet you. Thanks for all the music. But I see that, what's that one? You guys know that one? Will, do you know that one? What I like about that song is it ends on the major. It goes. I like that. Angry Chair. Angry Chair is an interesting song because that's Lane Staley playing guitar. It's same thing in my Angry Chair. How's it go? Very dark, very brooding. It's almost like the Batman soundtrack. Remember the Batman soundtrack? Would be This is like 3 hours. I loved Batman, by the way. I loved The Batman. It was great, Matt Reeves. However, as a musician, 3 hours of this. It was good. I mean, there was something in the way, basically. Isis Will says in the chat, Ryan Adams did a great cover of it. Of Something in the Way? Of Angry Chair? Ryan Adams? Ryan Adams does great covers. He's also not a good guy, apparently, according to Mandy Moore. He's not a good guy. Listen, you got to be a good guy. That's my opinion, anyway. I think
I could do this all day.
I think it's good to be a good guy.
I understood that reference.
I think so too. I think it's really important. Also, Dave.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
I got that sound effect in case Dave ever shows up, or a Dave, any Dave really, but this Dave in particular.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
It's good. Ryan Adams, angry hole, down in a hole, angry hole. That's that's a different show entirely. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've played every Alice in Chains song. You know, I go way back to with Alice in Chains. Like, oh yeah, I like these songs where they're like, was it ooh, let me just tune for you guys. Ooh, that doesn't sound good to me. Sorry. Probably sounds terrible to you. Yeah. Oof. I'm not even going to try anymore. Hold on. Hold on. Just wait for it, guys.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
It'll be worth it. I swear it'll be worth it. Yes, just remember, you can subscribe to this nonsense, too. You could actually get this as a podcast tomorrow. Every morning, I have a coffee, and I upload the podcast, and hopefully you can listen to that in the background while you're moving, like Will. Or not, but hopefully. You can just put a playlist on and go to sleep. That helps, too. This guitar is more fickle than Hollywood. Oh boy, hold on. How about it? That's the song Brother. Oh, thank you. I gotta remember it. I'm just pulling this out of my 17-year-old brain. Sounds beautiful. Sounds like music to me. Sounds better on acoustic because it's actually performed in an acoustic. Trust me. Like you used to do. All right. We got someone watching the Goldbergs. Check out from my scene on the Goldbergs tonight. It's about a minute. Let me tell you what happens. Let me spoil it for you. They gave me one line, which is fine. Because look, I'll take what I can get. And it was funny because I said like 5 lines. So that's what you do. Here, pro tip. Here in Hollywood, they give you one line on a sitcom on network television. Say 5 lines. Just keep talking. Kid, see what happens. Watch what happens. They didn't tell me to stop. So I just kept talking. They didn't yell cut. So I would just keep talking. So that's what you do. That's what I like to do. My improv classes are paying off. That $325 is going a long way. Oh boy, Facelift. Wow, that album's so old. Facelift, And We Die Young. Bleed the Freak. Love, Hate, Love. Oof, so many good songs. I just gotta say, shout out to Jerry Cantrell. Thank you for the pick. Thank you for the music. I would also like Kanye to stop. If we can get Kanye to stop collectively, that would be great. Also, if you could put me in a room with Vladimir Putin for 5 minutes, I think I could straighten this out. Could someone please just give me the keys to Vladimir's house? And also, could someone please hold my glasses for just 3 minutes, I'd say. I think it's about 3 minutes. Listen, I'm not for violence. And that's why I think I'll just have a talk. Just hold my beer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about that time. Goldberg's on right now. You could have a simulcast. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, I'm going to put the clip of me on the Goldbergs on all of my social platforms and whatnot so we can laugh along together. It was a fun day. I actually had a really good time with the cast. They were really nice and really fun. And you kind of got the idea that everybody was like, can you believe we could do this like for a job? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? And they're like, yeah, it's our 10th season. I'm like, great. That's a lot of seasons. The kid in it, he's 22. Sean, kid's 22, but they're trying to keep him in like a box, because it's like a Disney sitcom and that's successful. So they're like, keep this kid in a box so that he doesn't grow up anymore. No, he's a nice guy. Everybody was nice. Kenny is also a nice kid. And Wendy, the mom, I met her. She was amazing. She's like the nicest lady. She was the nicest. Everybody there, I got to say, was happy, wanted to be there, and wanted to have fun. And that is what the Aristotle Full Throttle Show is, too. Also, I'm happy to be here. I hope we were having fun together. And on Sunday, we're going to have fun with Greg Benson on Mediocre Films. So subscribe to Mediocre Films and watch us do Bad Movies live on Sunday at 5. Pacific Standard Time, of course. But I can't wait. Life is good. Things are good. My heart goes out to the Ukrainian people. Clearly, this is a tough time. I think it should give you perspective that, your life ain't so bad, perhaps. The Ukrainian people have to just literally leave their homes or die. It's kind of insane. I can't believe we live in this kind of time right now. It's just the most awful thing that we could experience collectively as a human species of just trying to coexist on this planet. And, we just got this whole pandemic thing to subside a little bit. It's still there, but it's subsiding. And that's the perfect time for this little man. He's a very little man. Now, listen, I don't make fun of people's heights, but I just want to emphasize that Vladimir Putin is not a tall man. He would like to be. I'm just saying that Vladimir Putin doesn't have any hair on the top of his head. Not that that's bad. You could be bald. That's cool. But I think Vladimir Putin likes to fancy himself a virile dude. But he's not, I don't know if you've seen him. These are fighting words, Vladimir. Coming for you. I think him and we don't see eye to eye. And that is not just because I'm a foot taller than he is. It also is, though, because of that. You're up in just a few minutes. Exciting, exciting. The episode's called Downtown Boys. And I'm in the downtown. I'm one of the downtown hustlers. They encounter me. They're young kids. They're out on the town. They're trying to prove themselves tough. But they encounter me. Watch out. You know me. A guy who's ready to fight Vladimir Putin in person. Listen, I don't fight people. I have discussions with my fists. Oof. Tell me how it goes, Studio 8H. Oh. Or maybe I'll play you out. It's one of the most beautiful Alice in Chains songs. Very beautiful song. Oh, that's why it wasn't sounding good. Ooh. There you go. Ooh, that doesn't sound that great, does it? I have to tweak knobs and push buttons all the time. It's kind of the mood, right? It's kind of the world right now. When the world should be that's what I think the world should sound like, mostly. Oh, there I am. There he is. Look, you're seeing me on two screens right now. Am I scaring you? I'm over here now. I'm over there now. I'm over here. Did they bleep me out? Because I said the F word. Hopefully Disney, maintains their standard. Otherwise, I'm going to be on the news tomorrow. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They did bleep me good. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm glad I could be on multiple screens in your household, Studio 8H. Thank you for watching. What did we learn today? Nothing. Actually, this show should just be a reminder. Just don't be a jerk. Yeah, Joey McIntyre's on this episode. When I think about Joey McIntyre and I think about jerks, is I don't think he's a jerk, but I think of the fact that he went on tour with the Backstreet Boys. New Kids on the Block went on a tour with the Backstreet Boys. Lest you think I'm confused. I'm not. But I actually saw the Backstreet Boys a few years ago. Not by choice. Actually, I was being paid to go to the concert to take photos of them. It's a photography job. So, before they went out on stage, Backstreet's back, all right. Before they went out on stage, they were in the green room, and they did a little photo op. So I had to take pictures of them. They were the nicest dudes ever. I'm not even joking. Not the nicest. I don't know. I didn't know them for more than 10 minutes, but they came into the room. There was like 5 people. Me and another photographer. I don't even think there was 5. There's like maybe 4 or 5 people in there. Each one of the Backstreet Boys walked up to us. And this is a very small thing. But it's a very important thing. Walked up to us, shook our hand, looked us in the eye, and was like, "Hi, I'm Nick. Hi, I'm also Nick." I don't know their names, but I should have remembered their names because they all introduced themselves one by one, and like they didn't just like walk into the room and say, "Take my picture and leave," is what I'm saying. They were actually gracious. They took a few seconds to each one of them introduce themselves to everybody in the room. Because someone might have told them to do that at one point, and whoever told them to do that helped up them as a class act in my mind. And that's really important. Well, that was my big scene on the Goldbergs. Thank you for watching that. I'm going to take a screenshot of the guest star credit that I have, and also I'm going to upload that clip tomorrow. Cool. You guys are great. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks, Studio 8H. It's 1 gig and more to come. Some gigs come, some gigs go, but you know, as long as you work hard and be kind, as our friend Conan O'Brien reminds us, good things will happen. I believe that too. Work hard, be kind. Don't be a dick. That's my motto. Thank you guys so much. We will be doing an Obi-Wan watch party next week. Absolutely, Studio 8H. You tuned into the right place. I hope that you'll all be there. We'll do it at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will watch Obi-Wan together. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well,
The Force will be with you, always.
Hello there.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will indeed. This is a great show today. I had so much fun. Just hanging out with you guys. And go wrap it up. Have a great night. Yes, thanks for reminding me, Studio 8H. We will watch that together. We'll have the usual cast of characters here at Aristotle Full Throttle. And maybe some more. So remember to subscribe on all the different platforms. I'll tell you the platforms. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. You can't subscribe on Twitter, but you can follow me at Aristotle Dreyer, or on Instagram at Aristotle Full Throttle. You could get stuff at Teespring. Just search Aristotle Full Throttle. Sorry, I'm staring downward because I'm not engaging the camera. I should, but my brain can't think if I'm staring in this direction. So maybe I should put the camera down here so it's shooting straight up my nose. Bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. Well, actually, I won't see you tomorrow. I'm going to play hooky. I'm going to go to the beach. Take a day. Every now and then, it's nice to take a day. But Friday, I'll be back. I'm also going to see The Batman again Friday night. I'll let you know how it is again. Probably still be good. Probably a lot of All right. Good night, everybody. You're beautiful. And you're fantastic. And I couldn't ask for more.